End the season over in the UK, end the season in Bermuda. Your second time around playing Eastern County. Um, sum up your cricket year, 2018 thus far.
Yeah, cricketing year this thus far has been quite up and down. Had a little bit of trouble with my league cricket team, so I had to transfer. But had a good middle period with Nuts second team. But it's been up and down. Good feedback from Nottinghamshire, and hopefully next season I could go and have a good season.
When cricket's an emotional sport for many, when you go through the hard times, how much does it take out of you emotionally to get back on track?
Yeah, I think cricket along with golf is probably the most mentally draining sports. It's quite hard to pick yourself up mentally, but there are some coping methods that professionals give you and stuff. Team bonding, golf games, fun golf games. Just to try and get you back into it mentally, to take your mind away from cricket. But I use DJing as a hobby to help me to keep focus.
Mm-hmm. Now, you've established yourself as a hard-hitting batsman in the UK. As an opener, especially 2020 matches, 50 overs, they kind of bet you down the order, but you still have that aggressive mentality. But I've watched a bit of you play, and there are times when you're not that aggressive because the game changes. How much does that take out of you away from what you're kind of used to doing, trying to be explosive?
I have to completely go against what I'm naturally used to.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to focus on defending. So as long as I focus on defending, I kind of forget that I have the urge to hit the ball over the top or try to hit a six.
Mm-hmm.
So just a switch in mental toughness per se, to make sure I'm doing the right thing at the time of the game.
You've had two goes at the Eastern County, pretty much electrified the crowd both times around, but unfortunately flats have come out on the wrong end. Where do you think, as a team, you've gone wrong twice?
Like I explained to some of the lads, I think one decision every year kind of, lets them down. I think this year probably, the decision at the toss let us down. And the year before, I think, me bowling probably 20 order was, probably my fault, that one.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's a learning curve for them. They coachless, So I think with it in the next couple of years, they will get better as a team.
Mm-hmm. Earlier this year, we had a conversation about you going to Australia. Obviously, that's still on. What are you hoping? This will be your second bite at it down there? First?
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you hoping to accomplish down there? Obviously, it's new. Just the opportunity to play in a winter month. But it's their summer.
Yeah, I'm in Adelaide, so there are quite a lot of cricket academies down there. I think the Darren Lehman Academy is there. You could also train with the Adelaide franchise when the T20s come around. So I think what I'm trying to achieve is just to get myself noticed early on in the season, whether it's with bat or ball, and see where I can go from there.
Now, you had the opportunity to play in the Canadian 2020. You only played one game, but just being around that environment, did that get your juices flowing? Did you want more of that environment?
Yeah, I'm hoping to try and get to that standard again. It's going to be a long way, obviously, because I only played the one game, so I didn't get to really show what I can do as a player. But hopefully, in the future, months coming, I can show what I can do.
Do you think a good performance in Australia can basically catapult you up in those talks?
Yeah, the club I'm playing for, they have quite a decent T20 side. They always make it to the finals, so they said the finals has eluded them for the last couple of years. So hopefully, I can help them to win it this year.
You look at someone like Del Rey and what he's able to accomplish over in Sussex, and in a short space in time, just like you guys haven't been around it as long as the people you're playing with. But how does that environment help you guys?
You know, the environment helps us to actually, see where our natural talent can get us, and then find out from there what work we have to do in order to, make that natural talent into a skill, and then use the skill to get results consistently.
The work you were putting in when you was in school, the gym work and all that, did you see that as progression? Because coming from an environment like Bermuda, never trained that hard, off season or prior to the season starting, or even during the season. So that's something new to you. But did you see it as a positive for yourself?
Yeah, I learned a lot, in the university setting because it was like pretty much a professional setting. So gym 3-4 times a week, net 5 times a week. So I learned, if you are doing it every day, you're gonna get better, regardless of what standard you're at.
You also had the opportunity to bowl at England players, at Australian players. What was those experiences like? Because you were a university student, but given that opportunity.
Yeah, it was good. It lets you know that the distance between where you are and these players is not actually as far as you think. These guys, they bleed just like you if they get struck. So it helps you to see as a player and gives you the belief that you can get to their standard.
Take you back to Sunday, the 2020 final. Coming off a shorter page, just making sure you're seaming the ball, keeping the runs down. Clay had a go at you a few times, but overall, did you meet the expectations in which you set yourself to help Flexman?
Yeah. So there was a bit of an argument in the group chat who was opening the batting, and I just said, I know one person that is, and I don't know who else is going to be able to riff me, but I'm making sure that I open the batting, and so said, so done.
Were you? I mean, compared to where you've been playing, Bay's a small field as such. Unfortunately, you didn't go all the way in the county game. You kind of between. There's obviously teams in trouble. What we said earlier, you got to think opposite kind of thing. That one ball that if you are in between minds, you get yourself out. And unfortunately, that was the case. But you learned from that.
Yeah. Obviously, the pressure of county was a bit different than Sunday. County was more like, we need you to score some runs and we need you to take a lot of wickets. So I think the position that Flats were in, it was a bit of a struggle for me personally in what I had to do. But I think Sunday I just went out there with a bit of freedom and just decided whatever happens, happens.
What fired you up with the bowl in county? Because you looked like you were really fired up.
I was quite fired up when I walked off the field after batting, so that energy just transferred into the building.
Right, because I saw you in between inning come out, fire up against the wall, really, really bending your back up against the wall. And I said to someone standing next to me, "You're in for an entertaining afternoon." I mean, you get the one off the edge dropped off of Michelle, but then the youngster guides one down the leg side, Regino catches it. So now you're in the match, you're fired up. Then, I believe it was first Stephen Bremer or Dion, whoever came first, kind of settled things down because they kind of took you early. When I say early, they kind of batted further out of the crease where everyone else was batting back.
Yeah.
How do you negotiate that as a bowler? When you recognize what they're doing, because they're taking that shortness away from you, kind of thing. If not, you're going to bowl it way over the head.
Yeah. So I tend to bowl it a bit fuller. Try to bring the LBW a little bit more into play, but I also, still stick one up across the chest a bit just to push them back in the crease. That brings the LBW into play a little bit more. So I think I had Dion pretty much LBW when he was on 0.
Right.
But the umpire obviously didn't give it. But what can you do?
Yeah.
But that's
he chased a few over the top of his head as well.
Yeah.
Were you surprised?
No, I'm not surprised. There's some players that you could play on the ego, and I know that if I bounce Dion, he's going to chase it regardless because he doesn't want me to do it all game. So he's going to try and chase it.
All right. So we want to say good luck to you in in Australia. We'll stay in touch. Obviously, keep up with how you're making out, and then look forward to you next season. Hopefully, we get to see you on local soil sometime soon.
Hopefully.
Not the 2 days. The 1 day, Eastern County, not the 2 days.
Not the 2 days?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I'd rather beat. We'll beat you with. Yeah. We beat some.
The 2 days is a long, long time to be back, so
yeah, well,
it's a bit harder for that one.
not to worry. You'll make it work. All right. Good luck,
All right,
right?
thanks very
Cool.
much.
Audio Jungle.